big beat, stock prices up. That beat very much a rare thing in the world of food earnings the past 2 weeks. So important there to note. I'm glad you mentioned that, Steve. So when consumers come to the supermarkets, what do you see them reaching for in terms of the Kellanova portfolio?
Really across our portfolio, we've seen good strength and good momentum. Right now, Pringles has got a lot of momentum in the marketplace, a lot of quality display execution happening across the segments, showing great demand. We're seeing a lot of fun and demand for our Pop-Tarts. You may have heard Friday, Netflix is launching a Pop-Tarts movie done by none other than Jerry Seinfeld, the comedic genius and cultural icon. We have displays online for Jerry Seinfeld Frat Pops.
Oh, that's just
Pop-Tarts.
That's like Mattel and the Barbie movie, Steve. I mean, you're just running back.
Only bigger, Brian. Only bigger.
So take me through. Look, we've talked for many, many years. I'm a snacker. I enjoy my snacks. Now, I have noticed that the size of some snacks have come down amidst this past year and a half of inflation. Have you had to make tough choices on the size of your products?
For years, we've always looked at revenue growth management as an opportunity to make sure we're delighting our consumers at the same time we're managing the business effectively. And by that, I mean maintaining, maybe slightly growing our margins. And so we've actually done less downsizing this past year than we would have done 4 or 5 years ago. And as a mechanic, we tend to do very little of it. But if you think about from a consumer standpoint, if the magic price point for a consumer for a snack is, say, $1, and it used to cost us 70 cents to make that product, but now it costs us 90 cents to make that product. Clearly, you can't continue to sell it for $1. So you're left with a choice. Do you raise it to, say, $1.20? Or do you make the pack size smaller so you can continue to sell it for $1, but not make only 10% on it? And so I think that's sometimes lost in this conversation about shrinkflation, and it's big food is out to rip off their consumers. No, not really, not at all. In fact, it's about making sure you can meet that consumer where they want. Do they want the same size and are willing to pay a little bit more for it because it costs more to make? Or do they want that magic price point and are willing to accept a slightly smaller size? That's really the dynamic that happens, and those are the choices that consumer goods companies like ours face. And we really try and learn from the consumer exactly what they want. And oftentimes we offer both, the same size, but it costs a little more, or a smaller size at that magic price point.
You mentioned choice, and consumers, I think in this environment, many consumers are making choices on what they eat and when they eat it. Are consumers on the low end of the income spectrum at that point, Steve, where they're eating snacks instead of a sandwich for lunch, or replacing or taking 2 granola bars and having that for an evening meal?
No, we don't see that, Brian. We see the snacking occasions maintaining kind of where they were beforehand. So we don't see a shift from kind of center of plate meals into snacking. We see snacking as incremental to the diet that they maintain. There certainly still continues to be on the go eating occasions. So the breakfast occasion has moved from sometimes the QSR restaurant because it's expensive to a couple of RX bars.
Yeah, especially Steve, like a Big Mac now is like $9, $10 for a meal. It's mind blowing. I've never seen prices like this.
It can be very challenging for the consumer, which is why we start with the consumer and the consumer need state and try and meet that consumer where they are in the best way we possibly can. But we keep affordability as a North Star for our consumers, particularly in an environment where we find ourselves today.
Good day for the Kellanova team. Big earnings beat, positive stock reaction after, of course, that split up that you help lead over at Kellogg. Steve Kaling, Kellanova Chairman, CEO, and President. Always good to see you.